Jalito. Pull up, pull up. Ocio. Ooh. Jalito. Hey, Tiffy, baby. L Boogie, what's happening, beauty? L Boogie, I'm on the West Coast. Where you at with it, baby? What's happening, y'all beautiful ones? Everything healthy? Let me see something here. Everything healthy? I'm over here minding my motherfucking business. And I come across something. A lot of times, I just want to make an example, right? I just want to make an example. Hey, Miguel, what's up, baby? I'm going to call you after this, too. And I got this nigga, this old ass nigga threatening me and shit out of nowhere. We ain't even have no real discourse, right? But the last conversation me and this particular gentleman had was in November. And I seen him, and the reason why we had a conversation in November is because, these niggas don't let you know they have a beef with you. They smile like bitches and act like, everything's everything. And they really be feeling some type of way, right? So all I'm going to say is this old ass nigga seen the day that I posted, it had to be somewhere around I posted about the event that we're having in April, Urban Indian Society. This old ass bitch nigga talking, he's in fucking like Arizona, New Mexico somewhere, married to a hoe who y'all be calling a $5 Indian. He's married to one, right? And he be hiding her ass, right? And when they was talking about his wife, you know who defended this nigga years ago? Me. The same nigga that he all of a sudden don't like. Nothing happened. And I don't really give a fuck. But my problem is the nigga said something really key to me, right? And what he said was, I'm going to post the video. Because I want y'all niggas to pay attention, right? This is what I mean about why these niggas feel so comfortable dipping their head out, being disrespectful, and nothing happens to them. And this is why the rest of the world don't respect niggas, right? So anyway, the dude says, he's mad incoherent 99% of the time. But in this video, what he says was, yeah, and they doing this event, and I had to tell my niggas from New York, don't do nothing to her. My nigga, first of all, you almost 60 years old, bitch. So all the niggas you might know in New York, what the fuck what do you think that you could call a shot that they could do something to me? Somebody who didn't do nothing to you. Do you niggas think that shit gonna work out that way? Somebody that's not bothering you, not in your wave. I'm not responsible for how you eat, how you pay your bills, what time you go to sleep. But we ain't got nothing. But nigga feel like he important enough to pass a fucking threat, right? And that shit ain't gonna do nothing but get a lot of motherfuckers hurt, right? A lot of motherfuckers hurt. So now other people that seen the shit see this nigga on Kerry Davis' channel, right? I don't know. I'm out the loop. I'm doing my own thing. So this is the feed. Now I gotta go see where this shit coming from, because this nigga ain't got no business doing that, right? But it's a lot of people playing games, and I'm telling you, it ain't gonna work. Well, first of all, let's keep it real. None of this shit, the fucking schemes and scams these niggas did thus far worked. But the fact that these niggas had schemes and scams to begin with, that's a fucking problem. Don't try and cover the shit up like you all about this Indian shit. These niggas is aboriginals, and there is a very, very big fucking difference. Very big difference between an Indian and an aboriginal. And I'm gonna say this one last time. I'm not no scary motherfucker, right? And everything that I'm known for in Queens is a lot of the details, but it's the devil's in the motherfucking details. One thing I'm not is fucking soft. One thing I never had to be was fucking scared, right? And I never had to worry about no motherfucking respect, nigga. I earned mine. Everywhere. On various levels. Different backgrounds. Diverse places. That a lot of you niggas can't even fucking get in. Niggas like James. And I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on that little low-life nigga, but I seen the video. You can't, why would you block me? Nigga, if I make a video about you, I want you to see that shit. I actually will drop the link because I want niggas to come on and sit down and come talk to me. Right? But I'm gonna leave that right there. Y'all niggas have no business saying my name. I don't talk to none of y'all. I don't fucking vibe with none of them motherfuckers. They can never get me on the phone. Nigga, I want these niggas to stop. But the good thing is, it's all documented that these niggas is bitches. It's documented. And I'm gonna briefly touch on that Will and Jada shit, right? Because it's kind of the same thing. The only thing is, these bitch ass niggas that do all this talking will never be anywhere where they could even get punched in the face. So really, what's it all about? The fact that men are carrying it this far, you are going all out your way. I am 5'2" and I'm a $153, soaking wet with a brick in my pocket. Right? But this 150 could be heavy like a ton, my nigga. I really want them to fucking stop. Because that whole Chris Rock shit could be a lot of these niggas. Staged or not, it was a point. It was a message. And they so busy. That nigga Chris Rock was cutting up in front of white people at a very tumultuous time. A very tough time with racial hostility going on back in 2016, right? Niggas forget. See, niggas think that they could tell a motherfucker how long they get to be mad about something that bothered them or hurt them. No, you don't. Right? What's up, comment? That's it. What's up, beloved? Niggas don't get to do that. You don't get to tell people how long they get to be mad at something that affected them. And you damn sure don't get to tell people how they can feel about something. Some people is hands-on. Will Smith a Philly nigga. Let's not keep that in mind. Will Smith is a Philly nigga, and Philly niggas is hands-on niggas, yo. Straight up. His first wife, Cherie Zampino, was my neighbor. My friends, I was pregnant with my son. My friends went to Will Smith's first wedding. I couldn't go. And it was at Magic Johnson and Cookie's house. I got all the pictures in the world with all my peoples that did go. But Cherie Zampino, his first baby mother, was my neighbor. See, it's a small world. And niggas be thinking celebrity. Them niggas had humble beginnings too. Right? They had humble beginnings. It's a small fucking world. That's why I keep telling these niggas, you know they ain't really got a lot of life experience because look at how they fucking behave, yo. And it's a sad day. It's a sad day with these fucking fucked up people showing their ass at the wrong time. So Chris Rock showed his ass in 2016 when so-called black people was boycotting and all that other shit. And what was he doing in front of them white people? Busting shit about Jada, right? The little joke about Rihanna's underwear and he wasn't invited. He did that in front of that audience plus millions of people, right? Flash forward years later, he's still chopping in front of them people, right? And everybody ain't gonna be the butt of them jokes. Now he gets smacked and niggas act like that ain't the time or the place. When you was little and you was acting up In the supermarket, your mother tell you, when we get in this supermarket, don't ask for shit, don't touch shit, you don't need shit, you don't want shit, you know the rules. And go ahead and put your hands on something. Pow! What they do, they give it to you where you did it at, right? They hit it where you did it. They don't, oh, wait till we get home, I'm gonna beat your ass. Nah, nigga, you getting your ass whipped right there in Key Food or Pathmark. What you doing? You know better. Right? See, decisions you make for yourself. Choices are for other people. And it was Will Smith's choice to go and smack the shit out of Chris Rock. Because all them other people in the room he could have talked about, he went right back to what he was comfortable with. He thought he was going to get away with that shit, right? Everything funny till it ain't. And now it's, Chris Rock got a tough jaw. He got a jaw that won't say Jada no more. He got that now. Niggas is crazy. He got a jaw that won't say Jada no more. Right? It's facts. He gonna say a lot of shit, but he won't say Jada. I know you get $25,000 for a black eye. Right? Because different parts is worth different things, right? Will Smith ain't break no bones. He ain't do nothing. I don't even think Chris Rock turned red. So, what's the worst that can happen? Who gonna press charges? The Oscars can't. Who? Who's gonna press charges if Chris Rock don't? Who? Moral to the story is, nigga wrote a check his ass can't cash. And that shit did not end up the way he thought it was going to end up. Stage did not. I respect the message. I respect the performance of protecting the motherfucking women. Full-fledged. Cool with that. Cool with that. And while everybody else talking shit, guess what Will Smith did? Made the motherfucker shut the fuck up. Whatever pain was being caused, he made it stop. Oh, Chris, we're not going to have this abusive relationship anymore. Joke's on you now. That's that. But I said that to say the same thing with these niggas. You keep thinking you going to keep, the universe will show you. It's not going to just be that, my nigga. I want to shout out on another note. We just talk about this classy ass podcast. Let me see if I can't do it because I'm going straight through YouTube. If I was using the other app, I'd be able to drop the link. But I'm going to drop this link. Shout out to Aja and Damon Taylor. If you don't know who Damon Taylor is, you ain't really been around. Because Damon Taylor doesn't have the social media, all of the platforms. He's Facebook and Clubhouse and stuff like that and other places. I have asked Damon Taylor. We've banged out with these motherfuckers side by side for years. Damon has been in all the battle groups and wait a minute, it gets even better. Again, the world being really small. So one day I post a picture. This is after 3 years I know Damon. We whipping ass in the battle groups. And one day I post a picture of me and my father. Damon inboxed me and says, how do you know that man? I know him. That was my high school teacher. My dad was, and I asked him what school did he go to, and he's like, yeah. He said, call your pops. I called my father and said, hey, Dad, guess what? Do you know somebody named Damon Taylor? That's my man, one of my favorite students. Oh, that was years ago. Damn, I'm old, and he gets into his little spiel and stuff like that or whatever. And I said, Dad, Damon is one of my colleagues in, developing this system to get this information out about us being Indian and stuff and da-da-da-da. And my father was so tickled, like, goddamn, the world is small as fuck. Small as fuck. So, Damon like family. Damon like family. But I'm saying, this man has so much material. He has so much stuff going on. He has so much information that people have taken and stolen. I begged Damon to get a watermark for about 5 years. And one day I seen some work that I know was his. Right? Because when you work with people and you research people, you know that everybody has their own niche for how they do things. And I could tell who's who. See, this is like the same way when you listen into other people on their platforms. I can hear who their teacher is. It doesn't matter what kind of voice they got. If they got 30 niggas on the panel, I can tell who their teacher is by the shit that they spitting. I could tell if they're parroting and just sponging, because a lot of these niggas just pick up a little bit of stuff from everybody's drop and then go and create their own kind of thing. Nothing, not a lot of original stuff. Hi, Rondade. Hi, beloved. Hi, beloved. I think I need my glasses. I ain't got the glasses on. Hold on, here they go. So, I said that to say I did this really dope interview with him and Aja. Their podcast is fire. They're on Anchor. And I've had Anchor for a while. My phone gets so goddamn full that you know how the apps go in the background and shit like that. And then you kind of got to download them again. And then my cloud be full and whatever. iPhone blues. But, yeah, I can see myself. Hey now. What's up, Chris? Hey, Moon is cooler than a polar bear's toenails. I don't know how these other motherfuckers feel, right? They showing how they feel, and I'm okay with that too. And I just hope that everybody stick with it. Stick with it. Do what the fuck make a nigga feel good, but don't try to do it at my expense. That's all I'm saying, because nothing I do is contingent upon how another nigga move. You best to believe that shit, right? That's a fact. Mondo, what's up, beloved? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to post the link for the podcast. Damon is also one of the co-founders of Urban Indian Heritage Society. And there are some other wonderful people that are also co-founders. And you will meet them one day. And then there's a few that want to play the background, and that is absolutely fine. They are very valid and very important. It's a lot of good things happening, and I hope during these times that people was getting stuff done for themselves, where they are, right? Not on the internet, where they are for themselves. You know what I mean? In their communities and whatnot, and working with the tribe and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And working with the tribe. Hold on. Damn, I guess I gotta keep these motherfuckers on. They only for reading, not really seeing. So it feel weird. Because after the words disappear, I gotta look at myself and I'm like, okay. And then I look fuzzy because these are not, these are reading glasses, not seers. Yes, Mark D, yes he is. Yes he is. It's my brother, he absolutely is. And this podcast that they have is fire in the hole. I can't wait to share it. Definitely want to thank them for having me. Definitely. And it was absolutely lit. They got a lot of other things going on as well, but I definitely want to talk about some of the contributions to Urban Indian Heritage Society. And if you haven't purchased your tickets, please do so. It's on Eventbrite. It's also, the link to it is also on the Urban Indian Heritage Society's Facebook page as well. It's on my community page with the flyer, and we got some really dope, dynamic people that are going to be on the panel. And just, the setup. You know, the setup's going to be nice. And the scope and the way the conversation is going to go. So we are going to loop with genealogy, the history, polity, and civics. And that's where we're going to end it, with the civic engagement, right? And this is going to be really fucking helpful, because people are really going to get a actual breakdown of civics and not even realize that that's what it is. Because the whole thing, it was like, so you mean that was part of civics the whole time? Yeah. And that kind of is helpful with educating people on how to move. And once you get that understanding, you'll never be the fucking same, right? And you definitely ain't gonna be sitting there crying about every little thing, because there's things that you can change. And once people unlock that and realize how we gonna use this shit to make it do what it do, I want to know why these other niggas didn't come up with this shit all these years. They didn't have plenty of time, right? They didn't have plenty of time. My birthday's on the 2nd. Me and my sister's birthday, right? And on the 2nd, we are definitely going to have a fucking turn up. I haven't decided if I was going to fly back to New York or if I was going to stay here and turn up. You know, I have to be back for the event, but I definitely wanted to delay and stay as long as I can. My grandbaby's here. I'm a whole grandma right now, okay? And there's a new moon, so I definitely didn't want to go far yet. Super excited. And thank you to the loved ones that reached out and, you know, was checking on us and shit like that. We love you and appreciate you very, very much. And we're looking forward to breaking these generational curses and perpetuating them. I need to say that I'm very, very proud of my daughter. I am very proud of my son-in-law. He is a great addition to the family, the long way. So I'm happy about that. Sometimes in life, you get exactly what it is that you want. You get exactly what your heart's desires put out there. And you know what? Sometimes people, they kind of wish to have all they want, and I just wish to want all that I have, right? And this is when you start to see things in a different way. That becomes more of how you feel versus wanting everything, and then not wanting the things that you already have. So with that being said, that's that. And I'm on motherfucking grandma details and all that, and the shit is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So again, urban, and that's okay too, because the shit niggas is used to ain't but no motherfucking fruit. So in the background, it's important that people have been making sure that they having decent relationships with the right motherfucking people. Huh? Hey, Mr. Waldo. I gotta put the goddamn glasses on. Gonna make me put them. G Major. What's up, beloved? You know, and I'm super excited. There's a lot of people pulling up. And you know, I got to give a motherfucking shout out to Sonetta. I haven't really done a lot of shows, but there's still, I want to check. Sometimes I have to just sit for an hour or two and just go through the emails, different social platforms and shit like that or whatever. Absolutely, Ohio. I see you. I know your logo. It's easy to see that. Call me. Thank you, Mr. Waldo. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to Sonetta, because there are tons of people that are really interested in genealogy. It's about to be lit. This whole new wave is very, very important, because this is going to be the wave that we can work with. The last couple of waves they were very up and down, with people that went right back to black and stuck on Aboriginal and hate the government and hate women and hate children and hate, you know, You know these people, these fucking interrupters and shit like that. Interrupters, corrupters, right? So now, and then there was the people that seen all of that, and I felt sorry for some of that last wave because it got interrupted by a bunch of circus clowns. So in the middle of people's learning, it was like, what the fuck going on? Shots fired here, shots fired there. Like, it was just too much. And they made it very uncomfortable, a hostile environment for people to, you know what I'm saying, be able to tap in appropriately, responsibly, respectfully. So part of, you know, how you handle situations and shit like that has a lot to do with the overall picture and shit, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when it all said and done, I hope you put more good out than you did negative. You know? That should be the hope for it, because the relationships are going to be very important. Nigga, you can't get nothing done if you're cursing everybody the fuck out. You would hate to curse out the motherfucker that got to sign a check and hand it over to you. Right? You'd hate to have to do that. And a lot of people are going to have to do that. They're going to have to go back and on the same one they was telling kiss their ass to. They're going to have to go back. So tread light. Tread light. I want to know, why are people still even talking about status correction? If you got your genealogy, just make sure they don't call you what you're not. That's it. You paying $1,000, $500, $50 for some services that a motherfucker don't even got access to. I can't get no replacement social security card for you. I can't go in your HR and say, hey, this motherfucker Indian changed their shit. Anything on there that say black. Bitch, do your own status correction. Your status correction is fixing your motherfucking credit. That's part of your motherfucking status correction. Letting motherfuckers sit there and linger with shit that's past the statute of limitations. All types of shit. Status correction come in a whole bunch of different fucking flavors, and it ain't no package. And it's not really something that a lot of people can help you with. You have to help yourself to it. Not a lot of shit people can help you with. You have to help yourself to it. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how, you know, and then you got to be confident with grandma and grandpa left behind. Trust grandma. Finally, I see the word affidavit. Hold on. You don't need no affidavit. Affidavit for what? Of ethnicity? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Every state got them, right? North Carolina, for instance. If you apply for any minority loans, grants, or anything based off of minority, you have to sign an affidavit of ethnicity. So if you said that you was black and got a black business grant or business loan 10, 20 years ago, you can't write a new affidavit affirming and swearing that you are American Indian now, because you before affirmed and swore and affirmed that you were black / African American. There's no backsies. Right? So, with that being said, you want to make sure. With that being said, you want to make sure, you know, that you're doing it right. So the status correction is, what are they saying about your children? The status correction is, what are they saying about your parents? What are they saying? What are they saying about your grandparents? That's the status correction. No way I'm gonna take $1,000 from a motherfucker to tell you what you gotta do. I just gave it away free. But the free shit ain't no motherfucking good. Nigga gotta pay for some shit that may or may not work. This is why it's so fucking fucked up for the poor righteous teacher. Status correction. What are they saying about your children? I don't care if your children are 48. What are they saying about them? You're still alive? Go correct the status. Convince them why they should. G Major, I'm going to send you something. I'm gonna send you something. You don't even have to go through all of that, beloved. You don't even have to go through all of that. I'm gonna send you something. It has all of the laws, the U.S. code, and then know the difference between the debt, Fair Debt Collection Practice Act versus what the creditors are supposed to be doing. There's two different things. One works without the other for the other. Like how they have statutes, codes, and regulations, and we have that could be potentially against the people, and then we have the Constitution that protects the rights of the people and limits what the government can do, right? So to that capacity. But yeah, there's different things that, you don't gotta go too far. They made it seem like it's so fucking technical. Who would have known that the way to not be oppressed is to literally honor thy mother and thy father, right? Literally sticking close to your motherfucking family and tribe. Who would think that that is how you're not oppressed? So you mean we didn't need all these other fake ass leaders, the Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, and the this, the that, the this, the that? We only needed each other. Huh. The Indians only needed to make a name for themselves, come out of exile, right? Recover from the amnesia. Who knew? Who knew grandma and grandpa was going to get us out of this motherfucking pickle? Righteously. Right? Righteously. Niggas can say what they want. You're going to have the criteria: truth, proof, facts, and evidence. Right? Nothing could stop you. Who knew that? Niggas thought they was going to have an armed revolution. The revolution would not be televised. We did and all that other crazy shit. And who knew that all we had to do was say, we the people? See how complex simplicity versus all this other shit that drags people down these different emotional lanes that lead to nowhere. Right. Those days is over. I mean, if the curses is really broken from the color coded shit, that Crayola shit, if those curses is broken, you don't really feel so hard. You're just thinking about how you going to contribute to changing it. It's crazy. Because these motherfuckers that got PhDs and shit didn't have any practical solutions for oppression. They definitely don't got none for anybody that would fall under the people of color codes. No smoke. No smoke. Hey, T. What's up, T? You know? So, I said that to say, it's a lot of things going on, but it should be a lot more things that's gonna bring some fruit. That's all I'm fucking saying. Like, and it definitely is going to take for people to be able to assert themselves in a manner outside of what they used to while they was calling themselves crayon colors. It's not the same problems. But they have solutions as well. They just not looking for them in the right place because they shit is based off of shit not being true. Right? They got some proof of stuff. They may have proof that people were slaves. They may have evidence, but they don't necessarily have the facts. And they still don't know the truth. If you don't have all, you need that all. They all marry together. You can't separate them. Like when it comes to the law and history, they cannot be separated. They can't go one way. And even though they both they don't stand on their own. They don't. They don't stand on their own. Law and history can't be separated. What up, Warfare? Hi, Sally. Law and history can't be separated. They can't. They go together. They are married. Get that in your mind. And I give people these distractions all the time, positive distractions. Let me get this fucking straight, right? Because when you be telling me how frustrated you are, you got a roadblock with this, and what do I tell you? Check on the other 31 grandparents, right? Check on the other 63. Check on the other ones. Stop right there. Why don't you go look at the military records, right? Church records. I've been giving you catalogs to look at. Like, nigga, all y'all peoples is in these motherfuckers. I dropped the clues. I drop it. And a whole bunch of women, bitches, and the sensationalism. Like, niggas try to turn this shit into, like, fucking loving ship shop. Hip-hop. Fucking not even real. I was gonna say a joke. I got one-liners and shit. Fake mingos of Indian country and shit. Like, this shit was going all the way bad, yo. Going all the way bad. And then it's still this one thing that a niggas ain't never going to get around is these niggas and the shit, how they feel about the matriarch. And then we can't do nothing about how they feel about their mama. But I'm going to tell you, they can't have no position if they hostile, yo. And that's facts. And if niggas want to make themselves look better in the eyes of their nation, they sure better start correcting some of the behavior amongst these other men. And the same thing with you ladies, too. You have to be accountable. Yes, indeed, you do. You have to be accountable. You don't want to do nothing where your kids is going to be all fucking embarrassed and shit, do you? Especially on the internet, acting crazy. And these adults be acting in every way. They be yelling at their kids and beating their kids not to. I'll tell y'all how I lost a lot of friends. My one homegirl, and bitch probably watching right now too, used to beat her fucking kids all the time, right? And then one day her daughter got some extra snacks. And it's the last time I was at this bitch house, right? Daughter got some extra snacks and shit. And she said that she didn't take it. And the girl said, my homegirl said, well, my ex-homegirl said, why the fuck is you lying to me? And this, that, and the other, right? But mind you, she'd been lying to the kid to go to sleep the night before so she can go to the club, right? Or just like she lies all the time. I just heard her lying on the phone to niggas. Or, right? And I was just like, damn, this bitch is beating her kids and yelling at her kids for doing some shit she do. Lie to them about the Easter Bunny. Lie to them about shit and chocolate chicken eggs and shit. Just, bitch is a liar, and you want to beat your kid for some shit that you teaching them to do. I didn't like that. Those vibes ain't cool. And part of being corrective, you want to do what's right. That's a part of the nation bill. You don't fucking waver from that. And not that everybody got it all, but the fact that it takes a village to raise the child is because there's different things that add to the perfect addition and upbringing. So let's take a page the Pilgrim Lady book, our Karen book, where they raising moguls. They're raising fucking Team Takeover. Right? They do that. Fuck the privilege or what you think in your mind is privilege and shit. Let's just talk about the characteristics and shit. Our kids write on the wall, you beat their ass. What you writing on the wall for? You're fucking up my security deposit. Their children write on the wall. The motherfuckers go get them a paintbrush and an easel and a palette. And they be the next fucking Van Gogh, right? Then there's the emotional stability. There's emotional stability that has to be transferable too, right? This is also part of breaking the generational curses. Nigga, this is the status correction. I think I'm going to rename this motherfucker status correction. Status correction is righting some wrongs. Undoing some dones that could have stayed undone. Huh? Paying it forward. Right? The best apology is different behavior. My brother Ty, I'm sorry. Don't say sorry, nigga. You ain't nothing sorry about you. Do you apologize? I accept it, but you don't say you sorry. It's true. Right? Don't say you're sorry. You ain't sorry. The Indian ain't fucking sorry. But this how you walk a chew bubble gum, the spiritual balance and all of that shit, because you got to put some extra shit in. And shit got missed for a couple of generations and shit with mad distractions. It's a lot to handle, but hey, it's 1,001 chief mingos, everything out here. It's 1,001 of them. We should see these nations going up. We should see the United States going, ooh, they finna make it rain. Right? Ain't like that. When you sit down with them, they be happy. So if the internet sensation is all the way for people, then they waiting for somebody to, speak their limitations and stuff. And that may be okay too, but you gotta get the right motherfucker to do it. Can't be no nigga that can't pass a background check, can't get in certain places. Like, that makes no fucking sense. Right? Makes no fucking sense. Right? I used to think I was going to run the streets when I was young. I used to think I was going to run the streets with my husband. That nigga used to be like, stay your ass in the house and look cute. We both can't get in trouble. We both can't get jammed up. Right? You gotta get your shit. You're responsible for mad fucking people. Anybody with fucking children is responsible for other people other than themselves. So with that being said, I don't know how much time a motherfucker think they got, especially when they not in control of it. Hey, Tim. What's up, Haya? Right? That's facts. That's real shit. We probably ain't want to hear that shit, Tim, but it was the truth. It was for the greater good of the structure. Right? It was. So, and that was okay. Right? A lot of this shit come with instructions too. This shit come with some instructions. We get them and they act like ain't nobody never taught us nothing. That ain't true. If life ain't teach you nothing, the things and the people that even come and go in life didn't teach you nothing, then you need to go create some situations so that experience will be able to, give you something to look forward to. Something that inspires you. Find something that inspires you to want more, do more, and receive and exceed your where you at, right? Exceed your own expectations and constantly be in competition with yourself. With your higher self to be higher. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Ray? Competition with yourself. Motherfucker start walking 1 mile, I'm going to be up to 2. I'm going to be up to 2 by June. Not I'm going to try for 2. I'm going to be walking 2 to 4 miles by June. I can't believe motherfuckers is still talking about status correction and shit. Like, the genealogy don't do that already. Genealogy does that. It stands on its own. And also, let me just say this, too. Yeah, because this shit happened, too. It's good when you post shit. There's nothing wrong with posting some of your genealogy, right? But when you don't post your whole straight line, and the reason why I say that is because there's lurkers out here, and they'll be looking at something that you're not looking at, or you didn't look at yet, or it's not something that was at the top of your plan for you and your family, right? Just pay attention to that, because there's people out here doing crazy shit, and they acting crazy. You gotta be careful out here. I hate keep shit. It's like, But I also said I didn't come, I hate corruption. So at the end of the day, it's none of these niggas, I don't care what they talking about, talking about they gonna beat me up for talking about them scamming. I don't care. I got receipts. I have receipts for years. I have years worth of receipts. That I do. Years and years and years worth of receipts. None of these people out here really that new. Right? All you gotta do is hear who raised them by the shit that they saying. I don't gotta see a motherfucker with a kufi on to know that at some point during his walk, he was a part of a different understanding. See what I'm saying? I knew. I heard somebody, I heard my baby's landlord's voice. She thought I was my daughter. And I was like, she's like, oh, you had the baby? I was like, a long time ago. I'm her mother. And she says, oh, but right away, I knew the lady's accent. It's a lot of Mexicans here. But this lady, I said, what is she, Greek? And my daughter said, damn, how do you know? A few short words, right? I could tell a motherfucker from Rhode Island and Boston, Jersey versus New York. Like, it's just little things that you pick up, right? Little things that you pick up. Same thing with the last names and where they come from and these family crests and all these other things and shit like that, right? I want to see in this new year, no exceptions. No exceptions. If that's what you are against. Your convictions already. Polite got caught, but it's 1,001 of them in every place. Send these motherfuckers to Exile Island. To the exception. That's what they do. That's what they do. These nations, Indian nations, had some shit, had prisoners. And guess what them prisoners became? The slaves that got mad as everything else. Right? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Niggas act like Dwight and them was the only ones that had it. So who is these ADOS niggas suing for slavery? For because they try to attach themselves to the freedmen and shit. Who do that sound like to y'all? Who's their teacher? Who's their teacher? There's a couple of them. Can y'all tell who their teachers are? Speaking of teachers, you know this nigga Cornel West and some other people. I wish I was on my laptop so I could actually do a presentation. Cornel West and these other, I don't know who they are, but I had to sit on my fingers. And what I mean by that is not type. Refrain myself from typing. And I said that again because some things you can't, you know, we already had a type of conversation and discourse before, but now I see him resurfacing again. And it's still going to have elements of our shit, right? But it's still going to be based on the bullshit. And that's what I don't expect, right? So they have this, somebody told me that I should watch this Summer of Soul. And I was kind of fine until Jesse James. I didn't watch another minute of it. I'm going to try and go back and finish watching it. But once I saw him, I was just like... And they was describing how Martin Luther King got killed. I was completely fucking insulted. So when they think they innocently expressing something about black culture, the hidden thing behind it that fucking grinds my motherfucking gears is the fact that it has something to do with Indian civil rights. I feel some type of way. So what I mean by sticking to your fucking convictions, I stick to my convictions for real. And right now I happen to be against everything that is against the American Indian. Hold on 1 second. Let's turn the AC on. Right? Hold on. Do it this way. Oh. There you go. So, sorry about that. Shit get hot out here. That so it could cool down. Yeah, you know. So like I was saying, keeping it right with the trend. I hope that's what people is doing. Really just figuring out a way how to get them to move on the shit. You need them. You can't do it without them. So as far as land patents and stuff and the things that you find, there's still elders in the family. And unless you plan on killing all of them off, you ain't going to be able to, you know, do too much. You ain't going to be able to do too much. You know. What's up, baby? Hi, JB. Peace and love to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're not going to be able to do it without them. Let me just say that, right? So there's a whole bunch of other facts involved. So this is why you have to be protective, because initially the people knew that. And what happened was there were families that got affected by niggas that was doing the like the Washita, Undug the Munya niggas, and there's a lot of people that was affected by them. Whole families that gave up their Indian shit to people that don't have the same. You see what I'm saying? And this has been going on for a very long time. So when I still hear status correction to this day, that shit's like screeching on the chalkboard, because it's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you think that that's something that you need to do? On some sites, it's already, they have the elements of it. I'm actually going to do a build. They do have, it's dropping on April 1st, right? So yeah, it's going to be really cool. April 1st, which happens to be the new moon. So there is a ton of, supplications that we should be giving and different things and gratitude. This is actually, I'm super excited about that too. Higher. I'm super excited about that. And not only that, there's a lot of things that they did not participate in. You're also going to see different information prior to that last 1956 migration. So I'm really happy to know that this is going to be, and I'm going to be alive to see this. And I, hope that, yes, it did. On some sites you can, but you don't have the full scope of records. They don't have the full scope of records yet, that are being released yet. Because with that comes different military, like a lot more additions to the Korean War. So things are going to make sense based off of those, different historical events and things like that. Now keep in mind, since World War I, that's when the Confederates, the people that were attached to Confederacy, their bloodlines was cursed. Their bloodlines couldn't participate in war. They couldn't, right? The Confederates had a problem for a very long time. So, they were happy to be unified at that point. You see what I'm saying? So their offspring and even the people that were still alive from that time, they couldn't get a lot of shit. Some people got their pensions and stuff, and I hope you don't hear any people talking about any of those pensions and things like that. So those are also direct clues that help you get to your tribe. When you look and see what companies that the men are, right, that the men are in, so you can tell when they're the mounted police, and you can also tell if they are part of the misclassified. You could tell if they're whatever, and you can also tell if they were a part of a tribe, and if that is a portion of time within their timeline that they got detribalized, because it could have been at that time too, right? Especially if the other side of the family was back in Indian territory minding their business and shit, and then all of a sudden, here they go, right? So now with that being said, and that kind of brings shame on what they had, because that really jeopardized a lot of things. The only thing is that the United States still couldn't renege on the deal, because there was nothing in the not just the treaties, but the actual deals of them ceding the land. There was nothing in there that said, in the event we go to war with the United States, they forfeit the money. So this is why those nations still get those annuities. So when people, especially like the ADOS people, be like, oh, why the natives is getting money? And first of all, it's people over there getting jerked the fuck around too, okay? Let's say that. There's people that's not getting what they supposed to get too. And again, I always talk about the shit that I don't understand. I don't understand how the Choctaw got freedmen, right? I don't understand that. When the people that was misclassified as Negro were supposed to be called Indian and never challenged again. Bada bing, bada boom. And that was the same thing for the Chickasaws. Right? That was the same thing for the Chickasaws. So, if that is the same thing, hold on. And being that that's the same shit for the Chickasaws, there we go. Being that that's the same shit for the Chickasaws, who are they calling freedmen, right? The Seminoles didn't have slaves, so how are they freedmen? I just have a hard time with certain things. So that has nothing to do with us. But again, even though I have Choctaw blood, even though I have Cherokee blood, even though I have Creek blood, right? What can I do about those nations? Those are literally fucking countries, right? And in order to, you still have to have a business to business relationship. You can't just be the individual mad at one thing. You need the people that are mad about one thing or another. So when they're saying things like, oh, the anti-government nigga, you gotta have a government. Your first government is your household. How does your household run? That's a government. Somebody, the authority, the enforcer. Hey, some people got a couple of different jobs. President, vice president, treasurer, this, that, secretary. Hey, everybody's a couple people. Some people might just have multiple roles and shit like that, but this one do the dishes, this one do that. Everybody got some sort of responsibility, but everybody's taken care of. Decisions are made for individuals who then are not in control of their finances or their business affairs and able to do business on their own or make decisions that are sound. First, government. Civics. Polity. Right? Under tremendous pressure to keep us disciplined, part of the generational curse breaking includes family characteristics where it's a totalitarian government inside the house. Not a free-thinking government, not necessarily autonomous, right? It's a do as I say, not as I do. And not that weird every last one of us wrong, but think about it psychologically, that didn't help us get really far either. For the ones that can't think their way through the paper bag because they more or less have been shown love rather than just heard it all the time, you know what I'm saying? You can hear people love you all day, but do they show you that they love you? It's a whole nother ball game. And I think we've dismissed that. So in turn, now we've separated from all of the things that we're supposed to be joining up with to participate in fucking lamentations with things that are never gonna reach a panacea. That's not fair. It's not fair for these next ones. I know this shit is like scrambled motherfucking egg, but you know. Yeah, and even at the age of majority doesn't mean that they competent too. That's a damn fact. You got that right. Doesn't mean that, but they just supposed to have the tools. So from the age of 2 on up, we're supposed to be teaching them how to run their own business. They supposed to know the business. When I think about it, they used to have 2-year-olds as slaves. 2-year-olds. They would wait till the baby was 2. And they go right to work with the family and shit. Motherfuckers be like, God damn, what could a 2-year-old do? Now in 2022, oh my God, he's only 2. He can't work 12 hours. Right? Can you fucking imagine? Can you imagine what 2-year-olds used to do 200 years ago, 100 years ago? Shit is crazy. So it's a lot of things, a lot of, ways to break these curses and stuff like that. I told niggas, they made us really think that we wasn't supposed to have no dealings in the cemetery and shit like that, and shit. That's exactly where we could be. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you. Going to see where these peoples is buried at and shit like that. Makes a lot of sense. I'm telling you. You won't be sorry. You make different connections and shit like that. Look and see who your people are buried next to. What's important about that cemetery. Where was it? What was it? This, X amount of time ago. Now, also, I found these records too. For the people. So there was this little mini warfare, and it has something to do. It's not Tomochichi. Not Tomochichi. Tomochichi 1700s. it may have been the bands under Tomochichi, right, of Yamaqua. There was these other Creek Indians also, and I'm sure Cherokees was there. I'm sure they were there. Uh, and there was a conflict after Alabama was established in 1819. So I found some things where between 1821 and like 1824, these motherfuckers was pissed off and saying that they needed Alabama to cede more land to Georgia. Nuh-uh, you can't have these boundaries because this belongs to Savannah. They wanted it to create parts of, to expand Savannah, Georgia. And by doing this to Alabama, for there's a whole Indian conflict, and our peoples lost land, Alabama peoples, right? And I ceded out to Alabama, so to Georgia. So now these Yamaqua Indians, right? A lot of them still remnants, to me, of the Guala. I know they definitely have Westo that got ran out of Petersburg with the Shawnee and all of that. I have Westo family. I have Westo. And that they washed them up in like the 1700s. They got detribalized and so-called extinct early because they was on some bullshit too, apparently, according to some of the documents I found. I'm pretty sure there's others, but off the top of my head, this is what I know. So the Yamaqua, and there's Savannah Jack. There's these different skirmishes that are going down that are very seldomly mentioned, if ever. I haven't heard anybody talk about them, and I've mentioned them over the years, but now I had to go back to it, especially when I, started studying Sahoy, the Tates and the Weatherfords and that side of the Red Sticks and all of that, and the White Sticks, and seeing how this was going down, who was who or whatever. So in the interest of these territories, respectfully, there's a problem there. Now they do have censuses free people of color registries for Savannah, Georgia. Now, a lot of those Savannah, Georgia records is where the people outside of the different part of Spanish Florida, Mobile, because Mobile used to be separate. Mobile was a colony before Alabama and whatever, it was statehood and all this other shit, right? In Spanish, under Spanish occupation with East and West Florida. Standalone. So even when they're creating the other spaces that are going to be going into statehood, the other counties that are in Alabama, Mobile still has its own separate census, completely different, right? Even within the West Florida censuses and documentation of the Spanish records, Mobile still has a substantial amount of records that stand alone on its own. So of course, that territory is going to go down into Florida, like the way the Mobile Choctaw into Washington County and different things of that nature, whatever. So anyway, Jackson County, those borders expand. These are the imaginary borders. So there's a big skirmish there. So now you'll see that your folks have land on both sides. So if they move the sea. So sometimes there's Randolph, there's Montgomery, and this is all after the implementation of St. Stephen's Line. So when you think about the St. Stephen's Line and the separation of the whole West Florida and those last treaties of Bofawaka, you'll understand what I'm talking about, why these are all still separate places. Even though they could fucking walk from Alabama to Louisiana to Mississippi, they could play hopscotch in Choctaw County, Alabama, and have another foot in Choctaw County, Mississippi, right? Same thing. Even though, yeah, it's the same shit. In Choctaw County, Mississippi and Alabama had nothing but Choctaws in it. So the bordering states, and people thought it was far-fetched when I said years ago how there was also Choctaws in North Carolina. New York and Canada too. We'll talk about that later on in life. But I said that to say it's not going to be hard to find some of these records for the cemeteries, because when they established Savannah, Georgia, if you look at when they started getting the county governments and stuff, look and see who was aldermen. This is also why some people was listed white, because they had jobs, right? Like House of Burgess. They had different fucking jobs pre-colonial and shit like that, right? So even when it was still under the European monarchs, if you look, so they were white as a free status. This is still before Bacon's Rebellion, not because they was pale mayonnaise colored. You understand? So they have certain records. The city aldermen, when they established the city of Savannah, I found these records where a lot of people that owned the land in Alabama and Savannah, Georgia, also family is supposed to be buried in this cemetery. Now these is the particular lines that I have that I was like, damn, everybody's supposed to be buried in these fucking cemeteries. But she had something with the aldermen that said that the children and everybody thereafter would be buried there. So now it's what do you call it, I think it's like Laurel Hill or something like that. I plan on going down there, and I'm going to that motherfucking cemetery. I have the document with the city of Savannah alderman and one of my grandmothers. So I'm going down there and I'm gonna see what's up, because there haven't been children buried in that motherfucker since like the 1800s. Maybe the bottom of the 1900s. So with that being said, I don't think that you know, it's a big deal. I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life fighting over every single acre that I know belongs to my bloodline families. There's so many of them, but what I'm going for is like it's the trifecta, and I say that for a reason, and I say it with pride, because it's going to you ain't gonna be able to do nothing without the family. That's a fact. And I just got to make that very clear to people, because I think it seems like, you know, like you going to do something without them. But them land patents, they go in order of heirs, right? So there's some people you got to go through. And you got to make sure that somebody's in agreement with you. So as far as keeping the tribe together, you're gonna have to get downright subliminal, and it's chess, not checkers. That's why I say save your tears for real tear times, because shit is real out here, and your family is the ones that'll kick your ass more than anybody. Fuck these niggas on the internet trying to play you and all that other shit. Niggas, see what your family gonna do about getting this shit back together, because you can't do it without their asses. And get your game together so you convince them motherfuckers that that's what it is. You gotta lead by example. You know, they say if you build it, they will come. That is true. That is true. And it should be so. And it should be so. I'm about to go get together. Basically, I'm getting ready to go take care of a whole bunch of different things. It's gonna be a little nicer today. It's been fucking chilly out here. I ain't with that shit. I am not slow. I bought my motherfucking jacket because I don't play that shit. I don't like being cold. And I came for the heat and the baby, but I came for the motherfucking heat. And it ain't been like that. I think they manipulating weather in a lot of different places and shit. So, but any event, we're gonna get together. We're gonna get it together, because you can't play no games with these with this shit. We don't know how long niggas is gonna be here, and it's a lot of motherfucking stuff that gotta be done. A lot of stuff that gotta be done. That's right. I got some droppy drop. That's what I'm saying. I gotta go do a presentation, because I done found some shit that's still how they have to work with. I see how they still gotta work with non-recognized tribes. So Snacks! What up, Snacks? Hi, family. Hey, Latanya. Yep. So, we most definitely got to figure out how to get with the fam, because can't do shit without them. So, whatever land patents is available. Got to sit down and discuss it with them elders. Hold it up to them. See what they doing on it. See who's paying the taxes on it. Maybe they want to sell it. They don't want to be responsible. Check out the easement. Check out the motherfucking easement, because sometimes what happened was, especially in like North Carolina, you might have to spend like 15, 20 grand to build access to certain places, right? Or they won't let you build more houses, right? Some places like Mississippi, you may have land and stuff out there, but there may be clauses on that bitch that you can't build nothing. So that same 1910 shack that was there then, you can't expand nothing. The most you could do is turn it into a historical marker. So everybody has different fights that they have to fight for. You got to know what it is that you're fighting for. Even though we're all here as a whole, there's still individual things that don't apply to us. And it's not like I'm in everybody's business. I just know the business. You see what I'm saying? I just know the business. And that's not something niggas could take from me. I don't care how they feel about me personally. Even the niggas that never met me and act like I fucking stabbed their car tires or stole something from them. Niggas never met me. We don't give a fuck about them, but I'm gonna tell you right now, like, for the lovers, this is true. This is true. This is true shit. So, make sure you getting what you gotta get out of it, yo, because it ain't gonna be here forever, And I want to make sure that people is prepared with the truth. They can't say nobody never told them. It's a lot of shit that's gonna be talked out here, It's a lot of shit that people are gonna hear. But there's going to be some of us that make sure you get the right downloads and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for that. And that's really all I could promise. I can't solve everything, but I'm going to come out here. I'll keep it all the way 1,000. And that's all I know how to do. And sometimes that pisses people off, and they need to know I'm okay with that shit too. It ain't over, right? It ain't over. And the nation's going to get built, whether these niggas is citizens of it or not, because there's still going to be a citizenship thing that has to be applied. It says so in the Bible. If you want to go there, same thing with the Quran, and the Quran specifically talks about sureties a lot. It's the things, right? So these niggas is not, you got to put it all together to make it make sense. And when I say sense, it's commerce, money. There's nothing that we can't create, right? By mutual agreement. It has to be a mutual agreement. And our shit is really powerful because whatever it is, we say that goes, it is, right? If niggas say start wearing their pants to the back because inside out is wiggity, 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 whack, niggas is going to wear their pants backwards. Because our people say, do it. When I move, you move. Just like that. We create the motherfucking culture that the whole world, we created so much culture, they had to make up a fucking word, agriculture. They had to compound the word. I'm not lying. Agriculture came from us. So the things that, we have to do is not outside of the scope of power that we have. Mutual agreements, we all know a dollar sign means money. A Russian motherfucker don't have to know nothing, a bit of English. They see a dollar sign, they know it's money. The world sees a heart and knows that a heart is associated with love. They see a cross and they automatically associate it with their religion or whatever, right? These things is mutual agreements. So mutual agreement can also be that we say we all gonna walk through walls on one accord. We can harness that and walk through walls on one accord. The mutual agreements, right? Pray and pray. Supplications, what do you do with your supplications? Some motherfuckers sit there and waste wishes and shit all motherfucking day. I wish this motherfucker shut the fuck up. Then when they don't hear from somebody, they be like, oh, such and such ain't called me in 7 months. Yo, people are fucking nuts, yo. I wish this motherfucker shut the fuck up. They waste their wishes. When they get them, they be mad. Shit crazy. They do it all day. Do it all day. But whatever. Let me go get my life together. Do things I gotta do. It's only Tuesday. Um, it's a beautiful day in Indian country, though. I'll tell you that. It's a fact. I hope y'all keep it tight. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Chipisa la chique.